It's Scrappy Mania, and today I'm going to create a layout using this heirloom paper stack by Die Cut with a View. And this is my 11th double spread layout, and it's for a heritage album I'm creating with my husband's family, his side of the family. So this is the inspiration. This is a layout that will inspire me for all my pages. And what I'm taking out from this layout is the banner and the layers. I'm also using some of the like the flowers and some of the layers that you see here. So all that is what I'm using as my inspiration for these layouts. Now one other thing is, because I only have left in my album, so let me bring my album. I only have left in my album is one double spread, so another double spread, and then the back page. Okay. However, I printed a lot of pictures, so these are for one of the double spread. Is going to have all these pictures in it. And then this double spread that I'm doing also has a lot of pictures. So I'm going to show you a solution of what you can do when you have multiple pictures that you need to fit in one spread. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. I already cut a lot of my embellishments, and by the way, I'm using most of my embellishments are from the paper pad. The only thing extra is some clay that I created. So I use a mold that I purchased, and let me show you that mold. So I used this mold for my clay, and this is actually from Wilton. So this is a gum paste mold, but you can use these for your clay. However, you cannot use it also for gum paste. So if you have a mold that you use for your clay, you need to use it only for clay and not use it for your gum paste. And then I'm using some flowers. So these are from Martha Stewart. So I'm using some of these flowers. However, I did this flower, but I'm not going to use it. I'm going to use mainly these flowers. So let me go ahead and get started, and I'm going to speed up the video, and I hope you'll enjoy it. To save time off camera, I already did the stitching around the edges of my base page, and also I did the I rounded the corners. And now I'm just inking all my pieces. So here I'm showing you that I used a curvy curve from EK Success to create that semicircle. And then I'm just inking all the edges and kind of layering all my pieces. So the inspiration for this layout had a lot of layered pieces, and that's what I'm doing now, just putting different types of paper on top of each other. Now I love this paper because it has a lot of doilies and lace and things like that within the paper itself. So it's easy to cut them out and just use them as part of your embellishment. So this layout is going to have 3 pictures. And you see me using that green foam or makeup foam is because since I'm using a glue stick, I tend to get my fingers with extra glue, and I don't want to transfer that to my photos. So that's why I'm using that green foam whenever I'm touching the photos. So all these embellishments that you see there, everything in there is actually from the paper. I just cut the pieces out. So that button, I created that button using the clay, baked clay. And I have a video where I'll show you how to create baked clay with the Martha Stewart silicone mold. So go ahead and click on the link provided with this video, and that will take you to my other video showing you how to do that. So here I'm done with this layout, and I'm just showing you everything that I've done so far. So I'm giving you a closer look at all the embellishment, which everything that you see there is part of the paper pad, even the crown. So now I'm ready to start assembling my second page. I'm going to be using the Martha Stewart edge puncher to create a lacy border. And then all the papers that I'm using here is actually from the paper bat. So that gingham strip that you see there is not ribbon, is just an image from the paper. And then I'm going to stitch around it because that is a big piece of paper. So I decided that I wanted to stitch around it so that way it'll keep the same theme that I have throughout my whole album. And then I'm just going to glue it in place on the right hand side. So now I'm ready to kind of assemble my pictures. Now one of the pictures I'm going to cut it down, like that one that you see there. I decided to cut down the extra piece that was there because it was not really important. And I also decided to frame it because when I did have it without the frame, it was just getting lost within all the other pictures. The other pictures was bigger than that little square. So when I framed it, I made it in proportion with the other photos, and that kind of makes it look a lot better when you try to keep stuff in proportion. So now I'm just gluing everything down, and I'm gonna put that doily on the side, and then I'm gonna put my little journaling block there. So I decided to create banners with the sayings that you see there, good times, happiness, and then I'm going to put that strip of clay that I created. I'm going to put it underneath beauty. And then I'm just looking for more embellishment. I was going to put those 3 buttons that I also created with the clay, but I decided not to. And I forgot that I needed to put some feathers, so I went ahead and found 2 feathers to put there, and then I used that big flower. That bow doesn't make it at the end. And now I'm just using my dimensional paint to create like full pearls. So there's a close-up of my layout. Now I'm ready to assemble the 3rd layout, which is where it's going to contain the extra photos that did not fit in the 2 spread. And this is an 8 by 8. I'm using photo tabs for that picture there because that's an original, and I really didn't want to use stick glue to glue my originals on my paper. That banner was actually a stamp that I got at Michael's in the clearance section, and I went ahead and put some twine and created 2 bows with twine and put it on each corner. So now I'm just going to stamp a saying that says these are the moments. And then I needed a kind of a journaling area, so I decided to stamp a little journaling spot there underneath the pictures. And there's some more of my clay pieces that I created for this layout, and some more of my dimensional paint. So I'm going to give you a closer look of all my layers. So here I got 2 12 by 12 and 1 8 by 8, and I did put some glossy accents on the bird and on the flowers. And here, these are my dimensional paint that I use as pearls, and my clay pieces. And there's some more. All these embellishments are actually from the paper pad. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to place it in a 8 by 8 page protector, and I do have some double adhesive on the tab of that 8 by 8. Where the holes belong, where the holes of that 8 by 8 is where I'm going to put the double adhesive. So I'm just placing these in my page protector, and I always trim off 1/8 of an inch on each side because that way I can easily put bulky embellishments on my layouts and they will fit nicely in my page protector. So here I created a slit, and now I'm slipping my 8 by 8 page protector, and I'm peeling off carefully the double adhesive. And I'm gluing or I'm sticking the double adhesive on my layout, not on the page protector, but as you can see there, I'm sticking it on the back of the layout. So here I'm just showing you how it's going to look in my album, and also the extra 8x8. So I like using extra page protectors and put them on the side of my albums if I need to create extra space for photos. I tend to like to scrap a lot of photos and pack them, than just scrapping like one photo per layout. So hope you liked the tutorial, and thank you for watching. Until next time, bye now.